seem to want to be. Okay, it says I'm live, but I'm not showing up on YouTube live. All right. Why isn't this working? Napo. Let me here. Um, okay. I think I tried this before. Obviously, I haven't worked out the kinks. It says that I'm live, but you can't see me. You can see me. Okay. Well, now you can. All right. Um, all right. So, wow. Anybody there? Okay. It's funny. I can see myself on YouTube right now. Oh, okay. Hey. Yay. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey, Susie. Hi, Karen. Okay. I made it. Okay. There is a bit of a loop here. I'm sort of bit of a delay here. Hi, Susie. Okay. Um, sorry. I had some of my usual. I make an excuse that it's my energy that kind of throws computers off, which it does. Hi, Equinox. Greetings to you all too. All right. So, for some reason on my thing here, it says that you can't see me. It says you can't see me on live on YouTube. But you guys can. All right. Let's just do this. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to come on because I did sort of do a late. Again, I listened to my spirit guides. My spirit guides are very much in the moment these days. Okay. So, how's everybody else doing? It's nice to see you chatting. Usually I do this live on the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, you know that. Okay, so I'm just kind of virtually smudging everybody. Of course, this is one of the four major gateways in the year. It's weird because I'm talking, but there's quite a big delay. So that's a bit bit of a strange thing. Okay. Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to wait a few more minutes, so please be patient here. I'm just going to wait till a few more minutes come on. It's been stressful, I'm sure. I know. Everybody's been having their own private plutonic, Uranian, Neptunian, Saturnian experience. Right. Okay. Do I take questions? Well, we'll wait. I will take questions, but I want to wait till I get a few more people here and then, yeah, sending hugs to everybody. I'm also putting on my lavender. I'm lavendering everybody here. Lavender there, organic lavender, and smudging everybody and sending everybody, sending them good. Yeah. Okay. So it's nice to see some of my old faithful fans and fans and clients and some new people, and that's great. Okay. So if you haven't been here before, I guess I should haven't introduced myself. Yeah, it's this disconcerting loop thing. Okay. Now, I'm a professional astrologer, a tarot card reader. psychic, channeler. I do workshops. I've led a lot of workshops live and in person. Hi to everybody who's new here. And I've been doing this since the early 90s, actually working with dark goddess energy, uh, with Lilith energy, and teaching astrology and dream groups, and writing a lot too, and writing. Okay, so so yeah, I want to wish everybody all the best blessings, but let's get right down to it. So you can see this. This is the big tarot deck, big Rider Waite Smith tarot deck here. Okay, this is my teaching deck, so it's a very big, oversized deck. And then I have a number of different tarot decks that I use, and this is called the Secret Dakini Oracle deck. I don't often use oracle decks. I'm a traditional tarot card reader, um, but this one is a deck I've used since like really the late '80s, I'd say, or the '90s even. So, but it's called me today. Okay. Okay. So today, on the equinox, one of the most four sacred days of the year, we're honoring the sun sitting on the equator, bringing balance, balance, equanimity. So the middle path. The middle path is what the Buddha said. Okay. So let's get right down to it. So, the Libra equinox is ruled by Venus, ruled by Venus. And Venus is sitting in Virgo right now, and Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, is in Libra. So the two planets, Mercury or Hermes, Hermes, Thoth, Thoth, the magician in the tarot, the number one card, is in Venus's sign, and Venus is in Mercury's sign. So that's considered to be what's called a mutual reception. So that's very nice. It's good for our thinking. Mercury rules thinking, communication, texting, social situations, events, our consciousness, our minds. And Venus rules the divine feminine. Venus rules love and relationships, harmony, the arts, diplomacy, counseling, justice. You can see. Okay, there it is. And it is the goddess Maat's ancient scales. She's an ancient Egyptian goddess who, after you died, they would weigh, well, Maat would weigh your heart against her ostrich feather crown. And I don't know if you're aware of what's been going on with the ostriches in BC, because the Canadian government was trying to kill 400 healthy ostriches. And even RFK Jr. sent a letter to the Canadian government that these ostriches actually have the key to um, having immunity to bird flu. And I believe that that was stopped at the last minute, at the 11th hour. So to me, that's a sign that the goddess Mot actually intervened. Okay. And also, if you look at the sky, yes, Jupiter and Venus and the moon, Regulus, all of the planets were lined up. Right. Okay. So, okay. So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to take my tarot deck. I'm going to use my special Herkimer diamond crystal. And then I'm going to focus in on on Aries. So if you're born at the first day of Aries, the sun is on your descendant. Or if you have 0 Aries or 1 degree of Aries rising, the sun is sitting opposite that on your 7th house cusp on the DC. Okay. All right. So what does Aries need for the next 3 months? Okay. All right. The Magician. Okay. So there, the number 1 card. The Magician. This is Mercury. Okay. And these beautiful tarot deck, the most popular deck in the world. You can take this position of the Magician. You can see he's got his right hand up. That's right. I'd have to do it. I'm mirroring you, right? And I'm a little dyslexic. Okay. Sorry. No. So does it work like that? No, it works the other way around. Okay. So you would take your no. All right. Take your right hand and put it up to the sky. That's where you're getting the power. And you draw it down with the imagine that you have the and you imagine you have the figure 8, the lemniscate over your head, a symbol of infinity. It means all time is now. Okay, and your consciousness, your thinking, your thinking directs your magic. So Aries, your magic tool is your mind. So, and then the energy goes through the magician's heart and out the other side. He's directing it down to the earth. So it is as above, so below. Okay. So Aries, so new beginnings, okay, new mind, new intention. To really use this season to balance your out, to balance out. You know, remember that Neptune is sitting also at 0 degrees Aries, right opposite the sun. So, you know, it can be a little exhausting. I'm sure everybody's been feeling really exhausted in between this eclipse season. Okay. And so this will also the Neptune, but Neptune can help your sun consciousness focus on the dreams, on dreams, bring light to what's been hidden, what's been in denial, what you haven't wanted to see. So if you have Aries rising or the moon in Aries or any planet in Aries, use the magician, the magical tool you have to intend new beginnings for the next 3 months. Okay. So let's also I'm really disconcerted by this delay. It's kind of being in a time warp. Okay, so let's see what the Dakini Oracle says. Oh, okay. So the Scarlet Woman. This is number 3, in this deck. Now this is sort of follows a tarot. So this is, so you can see it's like Callie, and she's very sexual, she's very raw, she's very raw, and now also remember Mars just entered Scorpio at the beginning of this season too, and that becomes, the eclipse chart is a chart for the next 3 months. Right. Okay. So, hold on a second. All right. Okay. Um, so the Scarlet Woman. So you can see that the opium poppy here, that's the cervix actually. So this is like a birth gateway. Okay. The cervix protects the uterus. So that represents kind of boundary in a way. Um, but it feels intuitively to me like really tuning into your sexuality, especially with Mars and Scorpio in its home sign right now. Rules Aries as well. Rules Aries. Okay. So get fired up. Okay. So let's do Taurus now. All right. So if you have Taurus, Sun, Rising, Moon, Moon, any other planets in Taurus, you get the Emperor. Okay. So the Emperor, the number 4. This is like Aries energy. It is very masculine. It is outgoing. It's about power. It's about being the king. Taurus, be the king. Now, for all Tauruses, of course, Uranus has moved into has moved off moved into Gemini and off Taurus, but will move back. Okay. So for Tauruses, wherever Venus is, that's how you're feeling. That's how you're feeling. Okay. So it could be establishing boundaries, the number 4, establishing boundaries. Tauruses are usually pretty good at that. And Aries energy. Think about what you want, because the big new date coming up is again that February 20th, 2026, 2026 date, okay, for everyone. New beginnings. This is the Emperor. So think about, you know, power. It could be a boss, it could be a father figure, it could be Donald Trump, it could be any masculine leader or whoever it is in that power state. In that power state, Taurus rules the throat, so it has to speak. So maybe there's some new ideas or new framework that you have to put the groundwork on before you can move ahead. Okay, so remember, it's saying 6 months from now in Aries time. We just started Libra. So you're in the hot seat, so think about it, the hot seat, like, not time to act yet. Take 6 months. Take 6 months. Okay. So let's give Taurus an extra card here. You Okay, so Taurus, you get this one, number 38. Oops, you have to be able to see it. There we go. Okay. It's called amusement. A muse, like the muse, like the muse, the new 9 muses. Okay. So this is obviously showing joy and partying and fun, and this is a very sensuous deck actually. So they're having a big kind of sexual kind of party here. But let's interpret it as just bringing more amusement, very literal. Very lots of fun, joy, happiness into your life, okay? All right, so Taurus, you're in the driver's seat. You gotta take power seriously, but not too seriously. Okay, so let's do Gemini now. Okay, so Geminis, again, uh, Uranus is at your Uranus is at 0 Gemini, and it's in a trine, sorry, to the Libra sun. All right, so Gemini, you get temperance here. Okay, so the number 14, this is the temperance angel. Again, this is really what Libra is all about. Balance, tempering, having two sides come together and create something new. Okay. So what are those two elements that need to balance out? Traditionally, archetypally, this is the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay. Okay. And so bringing in a third element here. Also, if you feel stuck, this is a sign to work with your guardian angel, Gemini, guardian angel. Okay. So to bring that in. So again, Gemini rising, Gemini moon, Gemini sun, any planets in Gemini. Again, Geminis usually need to find the balance. Okay, I see people are asking me questions, but I would have to know your, what your astrology sign is, and I'll do that after. Okay. Okay. So Geminis, besides the Temperance Angel, you get this card here. You get this card here, which is says like a bubble, and this is a Buddhist meditation where you realize that everything is an illusion. So that life is just a big bubble. So you wanna lay back just like the woman in the cards here, and just realize you're like in a big bubble bath, Gemini. It's all an illusion, and life is just an illusion. All right. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna get to Cancer. Again, so Cancer, a cardinal sign, just like Libra and Aries and Capricorn. All right. Okay. So you get the number 16 here at the tower. Okay. Now this is Mars energy. Some people line it to Uranian energy. Again, there could be a shocking revelation coming for Cancer. This is the wake up call. You see the lightning bolt hitting the top of the tower, which represents the head. Okay, so again, the wake up call would be like Zeus or Thor throwing lightning bolts at you to wake you up. Okay, so the old structure cannot hold. So this, like the tower, just like at 9/11, where America integrated this symbol very literally, and I'm sorry that thousands of innocent people were killed, but it was to integrate this archetype of the tower. Okay. All right. Okay. So waking up, maybe you need to renovate, maybe you need to take apart your ideals, your image, because we're all going through this huge change in the world. It's 2025, four planets haven't changed sign at the same time in 4,000 years, and over 4,000 years. And this is the preview to 2026. Okay. So a tower can also, because it's Mars energy, it represents chaos, it represents anger. So Cancer, you don't want to be holding on to old anger, or else you're just going to blow up. And then it can be more destructive. So, work through that energy now and ask yourself what needs to be destroyed to birth something new. Okay. So Cancer, let's give you another helper card here. Okay, so again, that was the towers for Cancer rising, sun, moon, any planets, whatever planets you have in Cancer. Okay. So this card here. Okay. So for the tower, the accompanying card here is called, it's number 29. It's called self-preservation, and there's a kind of mummy, kind of a space mummy actually. So yeah, if your world's going to be torn up, you have to have self-preservation tools. So this would represent like vagus nerve or calming, your central nervous system down, or protection, kind of a cosmic protection, a meditation, a visualization. You have to know you're going to survive. Okay. I know cancers are always busy taking care of other people, but it's hard for them to help themselves. So you have to think about, I have to take care of myself. I have to preserve myself for the future. It has to do with the afterlife. So the afterlife after the tower hits, I have to take with me all the nutrition, all the nutrients, all the tools, all the resources with me. Okay. So Cancer. All right. So preserve yourself. So it's kind of like, when mothers are on the airplane and they tell the mothers, to put on the oxygen mask first so you can help the children. You have to do that first. Okay. So now we get to Leo. Now, again, Leos Leos are still being affected by Pluto at the first degrees. Okay, so you get the Hermit, number 9. So 2025 reduces to number 9. Okay, so you need to take time to be alone, Leo. You usually like to be center stage. You like to have all the attention. You're usually very loud and proud, and you like to party, and you have a big heart. But this is the time to go in. This is Virgo energy. So just like, the eclipse yesterday, the solar eclipse at the last degree of Virgo, we were in a dark moon, Virgo energy, because there was a new moon at Virgo, and yesterday's eclipse was at the 29th degree. So be humble, Leo, okay? Uh, and think about serving. This is what the Hermit is all about, service. So, I did a live sort of 10-minute astrology breakdown of the eclipse yesterday, talking about humility and asking, what do you serve? Okay, also, the Hermit has to do with its earth, it's your health, it's your routine, it's serving the community, and what you need to bring to closure. Okay, so if you have Virgo, Sun, Moon, rising, your nodes, South Node, North Node, like where they are right now, and any planets in Virgo, you need to do some hermitage. Okay, so let's give Leo's an extra card here. Okay, you're a hermit. Okay, okay, you get number 36. which is actually adds up to 9, which adds up to 9, which is the symbol of the hermit. This is a guardian. This is Mahakala. I worked with a Tibetan Buddhist guru teacher for over 10 years and was initiated into a bunch of what they call initiation ceremonies. And so these fierce guardians are protectors against demons, against the dark side, against temptation, black magic, protects you against black magic. So Leos, yeah, invoke those guardians. For Leo, it represents the heart. Okay, now, if you have Leo, sun, moon, rising, any planets in Leo, invoke this guardian. Invoke the guardian. Protect your peace, protect your space. Okay, and get out into nature. All right, so let's get to Virgo now. Okay, now again, if you were born at the last degree of Virgo, uh, or if you have planets at late Virgo, that eclipse hit you right on. Okay, okay, so you get the number 6 here, you get the lovers. Okay, so this is the lovers, and the lovers is one of the most beautiful, most positive cards in the deck. It is the number 6. It represents the six-sided star, six-pointed star that the Jewish people adopted, which comes from Egypt and India, and it represents the balance of heaven and earth. So the upward pointing triangle is the masculine, going from the earth to the sky, yearning for spirit, and the downward pointing triangle is the feminine, because the feminine is the great mother, the dark matter, all that is coming into embodiment. Okay. So Virgo, again, balance, choices, self-love, choosing to love or hate, choosing to love or go into division. These are very current topics. And remember, this is Gemini energy. So, right, which perplexed me when I first started studying the tarot because I'd studied astrology long before I studied the tarot. But again, this is about the balance of the complementary archetypes, the complementary opposites. Everything in this universe works on duality. Okay, so again, that love of the opposite of the other, we have to have that duality. That's magnetism. And that's the whole nature of this universe. That's how the universe sees itself through us feeding back. It's love. So, Virgos, love yourself a bit more. Okay. And so it can signify friendships, relationships, of course, coming into your life. Relationships coming into your life in the next 3 months. Okay. Sorry, again, it's this delay that's throwing me off. It's good in a way, it's slowing me down. I have to talk slower. Okay. So I just want to show you these 2 cards together now. Sorry, this is very confusing to me. Okay. So this extra card here is called Serpent Power. Where are we here? Serpent Power. There we go. Serpent Power. Serpent Power. I'm a little dyslexic. Okay, hold on. Serpent Power. Okay. Okay, there we go. Snake Power. We're in the year of the snake. Okay. Number 39. Okay. Number 39, which is double six. So somehow that seems like it's 12, which is double 6. I'm playing with the numerology. So harness the power of the snake. That's the Kundalini energy with the lovers. Okay, that's sacred sexual tantric energy. Okay. That's the mystical secret in the tarot, actually, in the Kabbalah, in Hinduism, is to, and you can do that within yourself, but carefully. Okay. So that's for Virgo. Okay. Pretty powerful. Serpents were considered always to be healing, healing. If you look at the picture of the modern medical tool, it is two intertwined snakes symbol with a little winged, that's Mercury's symbol. Actually, it's very, very ancient. Modern science, modern medicine still uses this ancient symbol from ancient Greece from before then of the intertwined snakes, which again represent the Kundalini energy going up the spine. And the ancient oracles use snakes as well to divine. Okay, so Libra. So now we get to Libra. Okay, so now we get to Libra. So again, Libra, sun, rising, moon, any planets in Libra. Okay, now this is interesting. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this. A bunch of Christians say tomorrow, September 23rd is Judgment Day. Um, so this number 20, this major arcana, one of three special of Judgment, it represents rebirth, represents, in the rapture, the Christian book of Revelations, the dead, the faithful, the good people will rise again, the dead will be restored to life. And they want to hate this time because they believe, they're all going to survive and Jesus is going to return. And Jesus return. Okay. So the number 20 is an initiation card. There's three of these in the deck out of the, out of the 22 major arcana. Okay. And it's about releasing judgments, Libra. Okay. Releasing judgments again, not taking sides. Libras always want to please others. They want to please others, but they don't know what they really want. And as Jesus said, if you judge someone else, you're really judging yourself or some variation on those themes. And who doesn't have sin? Who doesn't have sin? Okay. So it's about rising again and to not judge yourself, rebirthing, rebirthing. Okay. So Libra. So I had a very powerful dream about this card years ago. Should I talk about this right now? Okay. And this is the Archangel Gabriel, by the way. So Libra is really, you want to call in the Archangel Gabriel, Gabriel for protection. Okay. So the sound seems to be going in and out here. Yeah, I'll talk about that dream on another time, I think. Okay. Okay. But it was pretty powerful. It was like a big lucid dream. All right. And Andy Warhol was in it. Okay. All right. So, Libra, you get the burning bush, the burning bush, number 34. And you can see it's Buddha. It's kind of like Buddha reaching enlightenment here. His crown chakra's open. The rainbow bridge is coming out of the top of his head. And the burning bush, like in the Jewish tradition, is like Moses seeing God as a burning bush. and through that, he received the 10 commandments. So the burning bush is a symbol of, connecting with God, or the Godhead. So this is a very powerful symbol for Libra of the Judgment Day, and at judgment, rebirth, coming alive again, and really having that direct connection to the higher self. Okay. Um, okay. All right. So let's get on to Scorpio. Now, Mars has just entered Scorpio today, and it will be there for the next 6 weeks. The next, okay. So that heats things up. Mars in its own sign is good. It's positive. We'll all start to get our energy back. Okay. So here, so Scorpio, you get justice. Now, this is the symbol of Libra itself. In this deck, it's number 11. In some decks, it's number 8. But at this point, whether it's 8 or 11 doesn't matter. So, do you need to bring justice? Do you need to have peace of mind, Scorpio? So, for all Scorpio suns, rising, moons, any planets in Scorpio, I have Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising, you can always tell usually by their eyes when I turn on my X-ray vision. When I turn on my X-ray vision, I can see right through you. So justice, balance. So Scorpios, maybe you're just going to be too revved up here with Mars and Scorpio here. Again, find some balance, find some peace. I know Scorpios have a hard time letting go. They always have a list. They always have a list. So this is not the time to focus on revenge. This is a time to find peace. And I would say this goes for any scorpionic energy, entity, country, person. And nature always comes to balance. Okay, so Scorpio, let's see what this very special deck has. I'm glad you seem to be liking this deck. Okay. Okay. Um, okay, so Scorpio. All right. Maybe to get peace of mind, you need to do some mushrooms. Okay. So this one here, number 18. 18 would be the moon card in the tarot, would be the moon card. So again, this is the magic mushroom, the enlightenment. Again, to find some peace of mind. Yeah, if you do it properly, they're using it to help people with mental illness, addictions. Um, yeah, take the soma. I always like to tell this story about that word soma. There's a wonderful book by a British author named Doris Lessing. She was very famous in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. And she wrote this science fiction group of novels, and it's about the star Canopus, Canopus or Sirius, the Syrians actually creating the human race. And they infused everybody with soma, which was an acronym for substance of we feeling. So substance of we feeling. So that's what we all need, the substance of we feeling. That's totally a Pisces message we're all in. So as Neptune returns to Pisces October 22nd and the big date in February with Saturn back in Pisces, we need to really imbibe this substance of we feeling, that there is no other. All right. So for Scorpio. Okay. All right. So let's get on to Sagittarius now. All right. So I'm a Sag. I'm a double Sag. I have Mercury in Sag. Okay. On the galactic center. All right. So Sagittarius. Right. So you get strength. Okay, so this is the Leo card. In this deck, it is number 8. Again, she has the lemniscate, the infinity sign above her head. She's subduing the lion, the woman which represents the soul or the anima. She's subduing the animal wild instincts. Now, I know there's the Woman Who Run with the Wolves School, that wonderful novel by Larissa Pinkola Estes. But this is really about the lower nature. Well, or just being unconscious or being driven by primitive needs, primitive desires. This is about connecting to the higher self. Right. The lioness is the strongest. She will protect the children. Courage, daring, strength, fortitude. Fortitude is an old word for strength. Right? So Sagittarius, yeah, you're going to get your energy back here. You need to work from your heart. Leo rules the heart, and to have fun. Leo likes to have fun, it likes to play. A defeated or a temporarily down Sagittarius can be very sad to see. But you're coming back into your strength. Okay. All right. All right. So know your own power. All right. So let's give you an extra card here. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, any planets in Sag. Oh, okay. You get number 23, which is called Maya, the illusion, how she spins. So this is seeing beyond the veil of illusion. Now, I just want to correlate this to America, which has Sagittarius rising. Uh, so that sense of strength in the heart, the courage, the daring, the fortitude, the leadership that realize where the illusion of that power or misusing power, the misuse of power. Right. And to really come always from the heart. Okay. So there's the old woman, the spinning wheel. If the myth, the fairy tale about Sleeping Beauty, the the witch is also an archetype of Maya, the grandmother of time, grandmother of time. Okay. Which is an illusion too. All right. So, okay. So Capricorn, another cardinal sign, the last cardinal sign. Let's see. Okay. And you get the star. Okay. You get the star here. So the star is the number 17. The number 17. It's a beautiful card. It is the card of Aquarius. Card of Aquarius. So it's about wishing on stars. Wishing on stars. So Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius. So Capricorn's it's saying you need to invent, you need to innovate, you need to innovate, you need to be the higher consciousness that brings in that cosmic wisdom. 100%. So this represents corporations, business, seeing the change, the shift in the air and the winds of change. That's Aquarius energy, Uranus energy coming in right now, right? So Capricorns also see how you're in a starring role here, whatever level of life you're living at, your Capricorn rising, your moon, your sun, whatever you have in Capricorn, whatever house you have Capricorn in. You be the star of business, be the star of corporate corporations. It's not just corporations, but being corporal. It's your body. So maybe make your body the star. Okay. Okay, the star of the show here, because otherwise your soul doesn't have a vehicle to operate in. And also, if you have a big role in life, you can only help other people more. All right, so let's give Capricorn an extra card here. And my husband's a triple Capricorn. Actually. Okay. Okay, now you get this is interesting. Uh, number 30? Number 30 is called Castles in the Sky, Castles in the Clouds. It's like that wonderful Miyazaki movie, if you get a chance to see it, it's one of my favorite, Japanese Castles in the Sky. So this is about imagination, this is about freeing your mind, your imagination, whatever you can imagine is real. So maybe Capricorns are very functional, very practical, you need to use your imagination too, and that's usually all creativity comes from imagination. So what are your dreams? And wishing on the stars will help you to manifest those dreams, those castles in the sky. Okay, great. So let's get to Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius, what do you need for the next 3 months? Okay. All righty. I can see it before you can. Okay, you get the devil. Okay. So the number 15, Aquarius, this is about doing the shadow work. So this is about doing shadow work. Shadow is absolutely gonna make everybody deal with the shadows, collective shadow. Again, everything we're projecting out on everybody else is our own shadow. I know that's hard to swallow, that, every Republican is a Democrat and every Democrat is a Republican, and we all have parts or aspects of that. The more we blame and yes, there is the accountability, but again, whatever we fear or project is just a part of ourselves that we haven't integrated. And also, Aquarius, this is about listening to false, I would say, gurus. The devil is about being tempted by material wealth, not selling out, and there's lots of new age tricksters, fakes out there. It's also about helping to discern that yourself, and also realizing that you're not just of the material plane. Also, it's about choices. It's about fear. It's about separating. Okay. So, Aquarius shadow is Leo. Oops, is this slowing down for some? Oh, can you hear me? Okay, it seemed like my internet slowed down there a bit. All right, so don't sell your soul to the devil, Aquarius. All right. Okay, be true to yourself, your higher self. All right. So let's give Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, nodes, whatever planets in Aquarius. An extra card here. Okay. You get, this is very apropos. This is called Earthbound. Earthbound. That's what the devil's all about, binding you to the earth and making you forget that there's a higher spiritual plane. So this is very nice. So Aquarius, if you fall into the veil that you're only trapped in the earth plane, that this is your only lifetime, that's not true. Or you're only profiting through money or material wealth, that's the devil's got you. Okay, but Aquarius, it's also about being grounded. Aquarius has the biggest danger of being transhuman, so you have to remember to be in your body. That's why Saturn still rules Aquarius. So you're not a big space cadet, you're still grounded and bound by the laws of reality. So be grounded, take care of your body, get away from your computer, your cell phone, realize where you are, okay? Get some nature. Okay. So Pisces. Okay. So Pisces, let's see what you got. Now Saturn is moving back already in Pisces, and so will Neptune. Neptune's gonna be sitting at that last degree from October 22nd till January, early January 22nd or 26th. Okay. All right. All right. So Pisces gets the Fool. This is 0. This is the most powerful card in the deck. It is 0, the very beginning, the Aleph, and it's also the number 22 at the end. Okay, okay, so the Alpha and the Omega, you would call it in Greek. So with the Fool, the wisdom is to live fully in the present. This is the divine child, Pisces. This is the golden child. This is the soul, the symbol of the Fool here, the younger boy stepping off from the spiritual realms to reincarnate. The Fool's already been around the block a million times, and it's not worried because there's nothing that bad that could really happen. You're just here to experience, to taste, to touch, to feel everything on this realm, in this dimension. So be the Fool. And the wise Fool, this is the symbol of enlightenment, living fully in the present. So if you have Pisces rising, moon, sun nodes, north node is in Pisces right now. So extrapolating this into wisdom for the whole world, be the Fool. Live in the moment. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. You do have to do your shadow work, but be fully in the present. That's all we have is this moment. We're all here together. Okay. Okay. All right. So the Fool. That's a big blessing actually to have the Fool. All right. Nice way to end. Pisces is the last sign. All right. And Fool represents the beginning and okay. So let's see what we got here. All right. So this is this extra secret bikini or oracle. It's number 50, which is called recall, memory. So I would say because the Fool is about living in the moment, but it's also connected to all past lives and all future lives. People talk about it as quantum jumping or quantum leaping or, you know, dimension jumping, whatever. But, I've been doing a lot of ancestral work, so this would be about remembering all of your past lives to be more fully in the moment, especially through your dreams, because Pisces are incredible dreamers. And with the North Node in Pisces, this would be doing dream work, doing guided meditation, doing channeling your ancestors. Okay. So remember, recall that you already know everything, I would say. That would be the Fool as well. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, there's 2 other streams lined up. Okay, maybe I did that. Okay. Oh, I tend to do that. Okay. All right. Okay. I need some kind of an assistant to help me with that. All right. So, does anybody have any questions? Any questions here? There was somebody here earlier, I don't know if they're still here, who said they had a question. Thank you, Susie. Um, Anybody have a question? No? Anybody have a question? Um, okay. All right. I'll wait a few minutes. Karen, is somebody there still? I see there's some people there. Yeah, come and ask me a question while I'm available. Okay. So all right. So yeah, so I'm glad this worked. I'm gonna get the kinks out. Um, yeah, see, I can see that the other one I was supposed to go on didn't work, but I'm glad you all found me here. So want to wish you all the best blessings, and if you'd like a personal reading, I'm gonna do. You can get in touch with me at tarottarot.com. And also, I will be live the at the end of the month for the to do October's preview tarot astrology for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Um, yeah, I've missed you too, Susie. So, yes, the last 2 eclipses, I went from doing them live to just doing recorded audios, but I am still gonna do a PowerPoint because the energy of the eclipse can be used in the next 6 months. So I'm gonna finish putting that together, and then that will be available with guided meditation, which is usually very powerful, especially now. And then, yeah, so I wanna wish you all the best blessings for the next 3 months, and thank you so much for coming. All right. Take care. Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks very much. Blessings to you all. Now, um, hang on a second. So how do I stop my live? There we go. Okay. Let's end this stream. So thank you so much. Blessings to you all.